We all know the saying, comparison is the thief of joy. Comparison diminishes our own view of our value, and instead of being excited about what we got going on, we're too busy worried about the next person and feeling like now we can't compete. But why is it always a competition? We're not living up to our full potential because we're too worried about the next person. We're worried about what they got and what we don't. We're looking at it as though we lack something instead of really acknowledging all that we have. And this is just not going to work anymore, okay? So let's talk about it. What's up, y'all? Welcome or welcome back to my channel. My name is Rachel. I'm happy to have you here. So this video is all about comparison. We're talking about the dangers of comparison, some of the signs of comparison, and then also how to stop comparing yourself to other people. Comparison is one of those things, it just be in the way, okay? You can be super excited about something and then see somebody else doing things better than you, and now you feel less than. Now you feel like you're missing out. Now you feel like you're behind. And it just completely throws off the entire vibe. Like, you are excited and now you're not. Now you feel less than. Now you feel bad about your own life and about the things that you're doing. And for me, honestly, even with this channel, like, that's definitely something that I've been battling with. And I've only been doing YouTube now for how many months? 4 months. And I'm over here comparing myself to people who have been doing this for years. I come across videos that are just more organized. I come across people who just speak more eloquently. I come across people who are posting videos and their views are out of this world. They're getting a whole bunch of views, a whole bunch of subscribers, a whole bunch of likes. And now I'm looking at myself thinking, okay, well, I don't have all that, so maybe I'm not doing it right. Or maybe I need to be more like them because maybe then that will work. And instead of seeing like, no, I need to just stay in my own lane. I need to make whatever videos come to me and just let it be that. This goes back to, starting before you feel ready. I didn't feel ready when I started this channel, but I started this channel with the best that I've got. And I'm not a pro at it. I'm not an expert at it. I'm new to it. I still consider myself to be new. It's been 4 months, but I still consider myself new to this because I'm still learning as I go. And I'm still making mistakes and figuring out the best way to move forward. But this is still something that is new for me. I don't feel like an expert at it, which is why I think it's so easy to sometimes get caught up in the way somebody else is doing it and feeling like, okay, I see somebody else doing it better. And so now I'm looking at it as though, well, maybe that means I'm not good at it. Maybe I'm not doing it well. So now I'm looking down on the things that I do, feeling like I'm less than, feeling like what I create isn't good enough, feeling like I'm not good enough. Even to the point where I just want to throw in the towel and be like, you know what, forget it. Somebody else can do it because somebody else is doing it. Somebody else is doing it better than I could do it. So now, simply because I have compared myself to what other people are doing or what people have been doing for years, it makes me want to give up too quick to the point where I haven't even been able to see the full potential that I could have. And honestly, like, comparison is something that, yes, I'm experiencing in my current life with this channel and making content. This is all new to me, so of course I'm looking at other people's videos in order to be inspired and to learn as well. And that's not the comparison that I'm talking about, because sometimes comparison can ignite something within you. It can push you to be better. It can inspire you. That's not what I'm talking about. But when it comes to a point where it turns unhealthy, to where now I'm looking at other people and I'm looking down on myself because of what they got going on, that's what I'm talking about. That's the comparison that I think is very dangerous because it can get in the way of what it is that you set out to do. And I think we see a lot of comparison because of how big social media is right now. We're often seeing people's highlight reels. And I know we talk about highlight reels and how it doesn't really show you the full story of really what everybody is dealing with and what people are battling behind closed doors. But sometimes those highlight reels are still a lot. You can be super excited about moving out and getting a 1-bedroom apartment, and then you go online and see somebody who's your same age or younger with a big old house. And it's just like, now you feel like, okay, I was excited about my apartment. I was excited about moving out, starting something new and getting this thing for myself. But now I feel like I need more because somebody else had more. And now I'm measuring my own success compared to them. And so now if you compare the 1-bedroom apartment to the house, now you're looking at it as though, okay, I'm lacking. I'm doing something wrong. I need more. So to talk about a few things of why comparison is dangerous. Well, number one, we already established that it is the thief of joy. It takes away your peace, your happiness. It makes you look down on the things that you have. It also shifts your mindset from abundance to lack. Instead of seeing all that you have and all that you've been blessed with, now you're looking at it as though I'm missing this. I need this to be fulfilled. I need this to be deemed successful, now you're seeing it as though you're missing something. Comparison is also a distraction. It pulls you away from your own purpose because now you're worried about what somebody else is doing and now feeling like, okay, I got to do that too. That could very well be something that's not even for you to do. So instead of focusing on what you are supposed to be doing, your own God-given purpose, you're focused on somebody else. And because you're not focused on your own thing, now you're not putting any progress behind it. So it's delaying your progress as well. Comparison also sparks insecurity, and it's promoting a level of competition that could really hinder you in the long run. You're also seeking external validation from all the wrong people when you should be going to God and seeing exactly what it is that He says about you. And another reason that comparison is dangerous is because now you feel a sense of burnout. You feel like you constantly have to keep up with what everybody else is doing, and it's like the finish line just always keeps moving forward, and you have to keep chasing it every single time, even though half the stuff that you're going after because you saw somebody else do it isn't even for you in the first place. And so it might have looked like it came easy to them because it was their assignment, it was their calling, it was their gift, it was something that God gave them. But God has something else for you, and if you're so consumed in chasing what somebody else has and instead of figuring out what it is that is actually for you, then you're going to miss out on all of the greatness that you could have. So some of the signs of comparison, well, we talked a lot about social media, and I think social media is one of the big ones just because you're able to have access to so many people's lives to a certain extent, all at the same time. And it's a lot, especially if you're like me and you get on TikTok or Instagram and you just get to scrolling and you see a whole bunch all at the same time. It can be super easy to get caught up in that, and now you're looking at it as though, oh, but I like this about them and I like that about them and I like how they were able to accomplish this and they were able to accomplish this, and they're how old able to do this? And then now you're taking all of that you just consumed, and now you're looking at yourself as though, okay, wait a second, but I don't have that, and I don't look like that, and I didn't get that, and I'm this age, and I still don't have this, so now what's wrong with me? So if you're looking at social media, or even outside of social media, if you're just looking at other people, and then from there, now you're doing some reflection on yourself and looking at it as though you're less than, or you're lacking, or something's wrong with you, or you're behind, then that's a sign that you are battling comparison. If somebody else's highlight reel and all the good things that are happening in their lives and all the good things that appear to be happening for them is upsetting you in some way, if it's disturbing you in some way, if it's discouraging you in some way, so now you feel like you are less than them or less than whoever else, then you're dealing with comparison. And another one, this one's pretty big for me, is feeling like there's no room for you, especially when you're in an area or an industry where you feel like it's oversaturated. It can be easy to think, okay, there's no room for me. What I was about to do, somebody else is already doing it. They're doing it better than the way that I would have done it anyway. I mean, going back to my example with even just doing this channel, there's so many people out here on YouTube. There's so many people who are creating content on various platforms. And I look at those videos and I'm like, well, mine aren't that good. I don't have the quality that they do. I don't speak the way that they speak. I don't have all the interesting, catchy titles and phrases and all of that. Like, it's so easy to get caught up in, I don't have this and I'm not getting the results that they're getting because they're just better than me. And so maybe since the type of stuff that I want to talk about is what people out there are already talking about, maybe I just don't need to do it. Maybe I just need to let them have that space, and I'm just going to stay to myself, and I'm just going to go back to doing what I was doing. And I think that's dangerous. You're getting caught up in the comparison of it all and feeling like you're taking yourself out of the game. And then in line with that, it's also a matter of diminishing your own accomplishments. Like, I look down on the things that I can offer because I see other people offering it better. I see other people who have more experience with it, and theirs is just better quality in my opinion. So now I'm diminishing the very thing that I can do. Instead of recognizing what I'm able to do, I'm looking at what I can't do compared to somebody else. And then going even a little bit deeper with that, now because you see somebody else who you've compared yourself to and you feel like they're doing better than you could have done, now either you throw in the towel and say, you know what, there's no room for me, Or you lose all of your own authenticity and you just copy what they're doing because you feel like, okay, they're better at it, it's working for them, let me just do what they're doing, instead of doing what it was that I truly wanted to do, because now I feel like I'm not going to be successful in it. So all different signs of comparison. I'm sure there's so many more, but those are the ones that I want to focus on. But now let's get to the nitty-gritty. Let's talk about how do we stop comparing ourselves to other people. And I'm sure that there are so many more suggestions on how to do this, but I'm just going to touch on a few of them. This might be an obvious one, but we might need to do a social media detox. We might need to limit our consumption of it. I mean, social media, at least for me, is one of the big avenues for comparison, because that's where I have the most access to people all around the world and what it is that they're doing or what they choose to show as the highlight reels of their lives. And so if I go on social media and I'm scrolling and then I realize that I'm feeling discouraged, I'm feeling like less than, then I might need to stop, take a minute, put social media down, put my phone down, and just give it some time. Like, if social media is not doing for me what it is supposed to do for me, which is to inspire, motivate me to be more creative, teach me something, then I probably need to put it down for a little bit. Also, you gotta focus on your own lane. With comparison, we're too busy worried about somebody else. We're in somebody else's lane, and we need to stay in our own. We need to be clear on our own vision, our own purpose, our own goals and ideas, and not so wrapped up in everybody else's. And how do you get that? You need to do a lot of self-reflection. You need to have your quiet time with God, where you just sit there and say, all right, Lord, I'm over here feeling a type of way because what you gave them, what you're doing for them, but what do you plan to give me? What do you plan to do in my life? What is it that you designed me for? Because we all have our own unique individual purposes. We all have our own unique individual assignments and callings that we have on our lives. We are all here for different reasons. Okay, so Lord, what is it that you want to do in my life? What is it that I can do that nobody else can do? Because if I get focused on that thing, I won't be focused so much on what other people are doing and then using those other people to now look down on myself. So you have to quiet out the noise, because that is where the comparison thrives. Okay, you have to get some clarity, and that is only going to come when you get quiet, when you get silent and really just allow yourself to have some reflection and some quiet time with God. Another one is practicing gratitude. This is something that's been pretty new for me for the last few months, is actually taking time to intentionally write down the things that I'm grateful for. And I know some people look down on the little writing 3 things out, but listen, that's the season that I'm in right now, okay? I'm doing baby steps for this, and writing down a couple of things every single day that I'm grateful for is a good start. So if you haven't done that, then I would encourage you to do that, because it really just makes you stop, reflect, and think about all of the goodness that you're experiencing, whether it's in present time or even things that have happened in the past, or even if you're grateful for what you know is going to come in the future, to be able to just stop and be grateful for what you have. It takes your focus off of the lack. It takes your focus off of what you don't have. Stop for a moment. Don't think about the things that you're lacking, the things that you want, the things that you feel like you need. Think about the things that you already have, the things that you're walking in right now, the things that you've been blessed with along the years. And when you think about that, you'll see your life for more than the comparison that you're having with other people. And then another little thing that you can do, which can be cute and fun at the same time, is write a letter to your younger self. Tell your younger self all of the things that you've been able to do, all of the things that you're excited about, maybe even for the things that are coming up in the future, the things that you're doing right now, the things that you've been brought through. Even if things haven't been all great in life, that's okay. Tell yourself what you were able to come through. Like, what challenges did you overcome? Like, I did that, and it was actually, I loved it, honestly. I loved the idea of writing it down. It made me cry just a little bit. But just talking to my younger self and saying, girl, guess what you did? Like, things that you would have never thought that you were going to be able to do, you did them. Writing this letter will just help you reflect on how far you have actually come, because it can be easy to lose sight of that, lose track of, you know, what you've gotten in your life because you're so worried about the next person. But when you just stop and analyze everything from your life, you will really be able to reflect and see how much you've accomplished and how much you have. Another one, so on my channel before, I have talked about the importance of creating more than you consume. but also create before you consume. Before you even allow yourself access to see what other people are doing, just go out there and do the very things that you want to do. Like if you are making content, before you go watch a whole bunch of other people's content to see the best way to do it, because now you've gotten in your head, whether you realize it or not, just make your own and do that before. And then once you create your own, and then you can analyze it, you can, give yourself constructive criticism and all of that. You can give yourself the feedback that you need, but do that before you even bother going to see somebody else's content, because even whether you realize it or not, going to see theirs first might stop you or make you feel a type of way about your own. And then lastly, you just have to have a mental shift. You have to think differently about all of this, not seeing somebody else's success as your failure. Just because somebody else is doing well doesn't mean that you're not going to. It doesn't mean that you're not doing well. You can celebrate what other people are doing without putting yourself down. I know sometimes it feels like there's not room for all of us, but there is room for all of us, okay? Their journey is not your journey. Your journey is not the next person's journey. And if God did it for them, he can do it for you. And listen, I know this is easier said than done, but you have to stop being so hard on yourself. Because in the same way that you're looking at somebody else's life and feeling like, oh, mine isn't like that. I wish I had what they have. I wish my life was more like that. There is somebody else who is looking at you saying the exact same thing. There is somebody else who's looking at you wishing that they had what you have, wishing that they could just switch places with you. But it's just exhausting to always feel like you have to keep up with somebody else. You always have to do more. You always have to get more. It's never ending, and it's exhausting. Just because God is out here blessing somebody else in a certain way doesn't mean that he's planning to skip over you. One could just not be the time for it. He could be cooking something up that is going to be for you that you're not even prepared for. It could be that the timing is not right yet. It could be that God wants to do something different for you. Either way, seeing so many people around you be blessed in a way that you want to be blessed simply means that God is in your neighborhood. So he could be coming to you next. And just because it's not happening as quickly for you as it's happening for somebody else, it doesn't mean that there's something wrong with you. It doesn't mean that you're not enough. It doesn't mean that you're not good enough. This is all going to happen in God's perfect timing. And let's be real, like, why do we always think that God is going to do something beautiful and special for somebody else, but he's not going to do it for us? Like, I personally think that goes back to the limiting beliefs that I talk about over and over and over again on this channel, okay? We have limiting beliefs, feeling like we are not worthy of the blessings that God has in store. And so now when we see other people get blessed with the things that we want, and sometimes with the things that we think we want, we didn't even know we wanted it until we saw somebody else have it. Okay, we don't even know what we want sometimes. So I think it is so important. That's another reason it is so important to have that quiet time and that moment of reflection where you can really think about, what is it that I want? Because sometimes I'm over here comparing myself to somebody over something that I don't even really want. It just looks nice because they got it. And so now I'm thinking, oh, maybe I want that too. No, I don't. I don't want that at all. I think I more so want the feeling. I want to have the feeling of the success. I want to have the feeling of, like, okay, they look super happy. They look like they're experiencing joy having this thing. I want that feeling too. But it might not come in the same way. They might be getting that from a job opportunity or from a hobby that they have or a family that they've built. It might come across that way, but maybe the joy for me isn't going to come that way. So I have to talk to God. I have to pray and ask him, Lord, what is it that you have for me? I want to feel this way. So Lord, how can I get there? What do you have for me? Alrighty, y'all, that is it for this video. I hope you enjoyed it. Thank you so much for watching. If you have any suggestions as well about how to stop comparing yourself to others, please leave a comment down below. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.